So most people look at SCHD and they only see a 3.5% yield. And in my opinion, that's the wrong number to be focusing on. At 3.5%, SCHD doesn't look like a retirement income vehicle. It looks like a slightly above average dividend fund that pays less than a money market account in a normal rate environment, okay? And I get that argument. The number that actually matters though is the dividend growth rate. And once you understand what 11% annual dividend growth rate does to 3.5% over 15 or 20 years, SCHD stops looking like a modest income fund and starts looking like one of the most powerful long-term retirement tools available to us. So here's the context for why SCHD is relevant right now, not just as a concept, but as a current market position. In 2026, SCHD is up approximately 11 to 12% year to date at the time of this recording. The S&P 500 has been in negative territory for much of the year. That divergence is not random. It reflects a rotation away from high multiple growth stocks and towards the kind of cash-generating, dividend-paying businesses that SCHD holds, right? The 2026 reconstitution brought in names like United Health, Abbott Labs, Qualcomm, Accenture, quality businesses at depressed valuations. The energy weighting was trimmed after a significant run. Healthcare and technology weighting increased. The algorithm did what it always does. It sold what ran up and bought what was sold off. That systematic process, rotating towards value as the market creates it, is what has allowed SCHD to post a 5-year total return of over 54% while carrying significantly less tech concentration than the S&P 500. It's outperforming this year not because something changed about the fund, but because the market is finally rewarding the kind of businesses the fund literally has always held. Here's the framework that changes how you look at SCHD as a retirement vehicle though, okay? Most income funds are evaluated on current yield. That's the right lens for a covered call ETF or a bond, right? You're paying for income today. You want to know what that income is today. SCHD is not a primary current income vehicle though. It's a dividend growth vehicle. The current yield is the entry point, the compounding of that yield over time, driven by dividend growth rate that has historically run above 11% annually, is what creates the retirement outcome for us. The concept is called yield on cost. It means the dividend you receive as a percentage of what you originally paid, not what the fund is currently worth. If you buy SCHD, let's say at $25 today at 3.5% yield, you're earning around 87 cents per share annually. If SCHD dividend grows at 10% annually for 15 years, you're earning $3.65 per share on that same $25 investment. Your yield on original cost has gone from 3.5% to 14.5%, not because the fund's share price changed, but because the underlying businesses kept growing their distributions, okay? That's the retirement thesis, not what the income is today, but what it becomes, okay? Let's talk about how the dividend growth rate works over time though, because the math is simple and the result is really striking. SCHD has averaged over 11% annual dividend growth since its 2011 inception. Using the rule of 72, a dividend growing at 11% per year doubles roughly every 6.5 years. Over a 20-year holding period, that's approximately 3 doublings. A position generating $3,500 annually at 3.5% yield on a $100,000 investment would theoretically generate over $28,000 annually from that same 100K just from the dividend growth on the original capital. The critical qualification though is this: past growth rates don't guarantee future ones. SHD Q1 2026 dividend growth came in at 3.3%, well below the historical average. The 5-year dividend growth rate is projected at 9.3% after the 2026 reconstitution. These are real numbers that affect the long-term calculation. Planning around the historical 11% assumes the fund continues delivering its historical best, right? Planning around 8 to 9% is way more conservative and honestly way more appropriate as the fund scales in size and the underlying businesses obviously start to mature. Even at 8% though, the yield on cost story is compelling if you look at it over 20 years. Let's talk about why the reconstitution process supports long-term quality though, right? Because the SHD reconstitution, it's not arbitrary. The algorithm enforces a systematic discipline that active managers rarely sustain over multiple market cycles. Literally, to be considered for inclusion, a company must have paid dividends for at least 10 consecutive years and maintain a market cap above 500 million. The final 100 holdings are then selected on 4 quality factors: cash flow to debt ratios, return on equity, dividend yield, and dividend growth rate. No single stock can exceed 4% of the fund either. What this structure produces, a portfolio of businesses that have demonstrated the ability to generate consistent cash flow and grow shareholder returns through multiple economic cycles. The 10-year dividend history requirement filters out the companies that haven't sustained profitability through at least one full recession. The cash flow to debt ratio filters out companies that are borrowing to pay dividends out. A real common warning sign for, dividend cuts, right? SCHD isn't just holding high yield stocks, it's holding businesses that have earned the right to be called dividend growers. Let's talk about the NAV appreciation advantage, because here's the dimension that separates SCHD from these high yield covered call ETFs, and it matters specifically for a retirement account. SCHD's share price has historically appreciated over time alongside its dividend growth, right? The fund doesn't erode its NAV to fund distribution. It selects businesses whose actual earnings growth supports both rising dividends and rising share prices. A covered call ETF at 11% yield may generate more income per dollar today, but if the NAV is flat or declining over 5 years, while SCHD NAV is growing, the comparison changes significantly when you evaluate your total wealth at retirement. You're not just accumulating income here. You're accumulating a growing asset base that produces growing income alongside it. For someone 15, 20 years from retirement, the combination of NAV appreciation and dividend growth means the position at retirement looks meaningfully different from the position at purchase, both in what it's worth and what it specifically pays you. Now, I love to run my own covered calls and cash secured puts and the full Ark Options Strategy alongside holding SCHD. If you want to learn more about that, I have a 90-minute workshop for you. Click the first link in the description of today's video. Along with that, you'll get my 15 favorite stocks, all under 30 bucks, that I love running the wheel strategy on. So make sure to attend that masterclass. It'll be the first link in the description of today's video. SCHD is not the right fund for someone who needs maximum income today, though. If you're in or near retirement and need every dollar of your yield portfolio that can produce right now, there are better tools for that specific need, in my opinion, okay? SCHD is the right fund for someone building a retirement income floor that needs to compound over the next, say, 10 to 20 years. The 3.5% yield today is low, for sure, relative to alternatives. The dividend growth trajectory combined with the NAV appreciation and systematic reconstitution process that maintains quality discipline, right, positions the fund to pay meaningfully more per share years from now on the same exact invested capital. The retirement outcome with SCHD depends entirely on time horizon and patience, though. A 5-year holding period doesn't capture much of the compounding. A 15 to 20-year holding period, though, with dividends reinvested during accumulation is where the thesis really produces the absolute most compelling results. It's a slow build, but that's honestly the design. And here's how I personally use it and how I hold the SCHD. I hold it as the long-term anchor of my income floor, right? Not for what it pays today, but for what I believe it will pay for 15 years from now, right? I'm accumulating. Every quarterly distribution I receive gets reinvested into more shares during my accumulation phase. That reinvestment is how you build a position size that eventually generates the income that you actually need. I also use SCHD as the conservative counterbalance to the more volatile positions in my options layer. When the tech names are getting hit and my individual options positions are under assignment pressure, right? SCHD tends to hold steadier because its holdings are specifically weighted away from those high multiple growth stocks that really dominate the S&P 500. And that stability, I know it's not exciting, but it's the point. You don't want the foundation of your retirement income architecture to move the same way as everything else, right? SCHD holds up when literally other things don't. Over time, that non-correlated stability is worth more than the yield differential with way higher yielding alternatives, in my opinion. Got some questions for you guys in the comments, okay? Number one, are you currently holding SCHD with a long-term dividend growth thesis in mind, or did you buy it primarily for the current yield? Who's ready to be honest? And number two, are you reinvesting SCHD dividends right now, or have you already transitioned to taking the actual income from your position in SCHD? Let me know down below in the comments. If you want to take your education a step further, make sure to attend the Ark Options Strategy workshop. It'll be the first link in the description of today's video. 90 minutes of training. I give you my 15 favorite stocks, all under 30 bucks, my 2 income calculators, and my full trade lock template to keep yourself nice and organized. Click the first link in the description of today's video and get yourself registered. As always, guys, remember, sell options, collect premiums, repeat. I'll see y'all tomorrow.